that kind of video. Well guys, the last Bass Assassins that we had on Crawfords Landing didn't go so well for me. It started off, we had a 16.5-foot river and it was falling. The problem was that the marsh was high and I believe it was actually an incoming tide. Well, when that happens, the river doesn't actually fish too much like a falling river unless you go way up north. It almost fishes like a rising river because it's hard for it to fall against that high tide. It starts to run out through the woods around any village area. So I knew it was going to be a real tough day. I ran into an area that I don't normally fish, mainly because a lot of times there's a lot of people in there fishing. It's kind of an out of the way area. You can get out the current, but it does still have water flow through it, so it should hold some really good fish. I just don't normally fish it because there's a lot of people there most of the time. Well, we only had 8 people for the tournament, so I figured now's the best time as any. So I idled way back into this area and fished it. I gave it a good hour, about an hour and a half. Didn't get anything. So I left there. And I went to another area in the back of an oxbow. There's a long little bayou and went way up into the woods. And the water just looked weird. It looked like root beer on top, but you could almost see the cloud, sitting a few inches, about probably 6 inches under the water. You could see this cloud of mud. And as soon as I hit the trawler motor, it would just blow it all. It would just mix it all up. It was just really weird looking water. So I ended up going south towards the marsh, into the kind of the beginning of the marsh, the northern part of the marsh, and didn't get anything. Ended up, instead of going further into the marsh, I decided to go back a little bit, and I was going to do another thing I don't normally do. There's 2 bayous down there that, again, usually have people in them, so I don't normally fish them. And every time I have fished them, I've never really had luck either. So I kind of stay away from them. But again, gotta try something. The first one was where the Eco Tours is, and I pulled up and I saw someone fishing down the bank of it, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna jump in front of them and I'm not gonna fish behind them. So I eased up to the other one and pulled up in there, and a friend of mine, it kind of branches off back there, and a friend of mine was headed down one side of it, and so I was asking him if he was planning on fishing down the other side of the bank. He said, I done covered all that twice. So, well, all right. So I go back to the back of it, and it sets up nice. It's a little dead end with a bulkhead and wind blowing right against it. It looked perfect. Ended up catching 1 keeper there on a chug bug. And that was it. That summed up my whole day right there. That 1 fish. Went back to the weigh-in. I don't know what I had, just over 2 pounds or something with that fish. Tough day for me. The winner actually fished the marsh from what I understand, but he was way down in the marsh. He had like 10 pounds something, and second place came from, I believe, way upriver. Not sure on all that, but I believe it came from way upriver. So you had two opposite ends of the spectrum there that placed. So I couldn't make a big old epic video because there wasn't much there to cover. Thank you guys for watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see y'all next time.